Go Beaver! Away!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Critscast for Division 1 of ETF2L's Season 35 Division 1 game, Week 1, between the Joseph Zone and Lentavat Sirkkelit. I'm butchering that every time I'm going to say it. I'm joined by ArchRhythm on production, and DuMmTm as my co-caster. How's it going, buddy?
Pretty good. Should be an interesting game. We talked about it a little bit beforehand already, but obviously it has to be mentioned that the Finns, be it with a slightly different roster, coming in from a second place from last season, slight changes to the lineup, but otherwise still as strong as ever, coming in against a few familiar faces for Div 1 as far as I'm aware on the Joseph Zone, so let's see how they can perform here. Obviously, the Finns have to go in as the favorite, but they still have to put in the work here, and obviously the Joseph Zone wants to finish on Div 1 as high as possible, so they are not going to make easy work of this one.
Yeah, of course. I mean, playing the division is, you could be the favourite to win the division, but I mean, you still got to put in that legwork through 8 grueling weeks of gameplay, and especially coming against the Joseph Zone, which is a mix of players coming from the Joe Zone, the well-known Highlander 2-6s team, which fiddled around in Div 1 and then went down to Div 2, and now they're back in Div 1, but without the key players. But they've siphoned most of them off the roster, and they've got Yak, Middle, Hoy, Bum, Hammerham, and Roboprod star-studded Div 1 roster at this point, I'd say. Most of them trying to make a name for themselves and trying to improve rapidly to try and reach their ever-so-close Premiership division, Dom.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting how this old new lineup, you can say, really can perform here. I guess they just replace power couple John Layla with new power couple Yak and Bum instead. We'll see how that works out for them. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Last season wasn't too pretty, I believe. So obviously at this point, it's first week, first thing on the order is just proving that it is in fact still good enough for the division. Hard one right away. Like I mentioned, the Finns fairly similar line as before. Today we'll see Erpa, Lost Myself, Key, Hoppy, Neon, and Skyper, with Hoppy being their new medic. Erpa moved from Solly to Scout. Instead, Lost Myself in as the new addition on Soldier, and Skyper murking tonight. No Echelon here just yet for them, as for we would assume the rest of the season.
I mean, Skyper was the special sauce last season that managed to get clarted all the way through to that Division 1 win that they were so hoping for. Charlie was grinding his butt off for to get that win, and he was coming in to replace the demo man that they kicked, which just so happens to be Yak, who's also playing in the Joseph Zone.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah, a bit of a cream there coming back for Skyper. Probably going to be facing off against him quite hard during this game, but yeah, I'm excited to see how they go against one another. But I know Skyper is incredibly talented. Erpa, of course, an insanely talented player. This guy should be in Prem already, but sticking out with his Finn boys, a totally Finn roster. I like to see it every now and again, like all Finns. I mean, we can't have an all Brit team because it's just toxicity levels way too high, but if the French can do it, maybe we can do it too.
Well, it works with Finns, and they're always having a fun time. I mean, it's hard to not notice them at LAN, let's put it that way.
We make it so much noise.
Yeah, they make it very obvious both that they're there and that they're Finnish. So yeah, they're having a lot of fun, and what better way to get better than while having fun, right?
Exactly.
So they always strike like a really, really nice balance there that a lot of teams struggle to get to at any point.
Yeah.
And they've gotten there. They've gotten to the top of Div 1, not quite the cream of the top, but this season might be different.
Yeah, indeed. But the Finns are sort of like, when we got to play against them at least, they had a very controlled playstyle. They knew what they were doing, but they were very good at finding all of these weaknesses in teams and really exploiting small advantages, which is really, really good in this certain format of 6s that we're seeing come forwards. Ever since 7 sort of left the scene, and now we're just seeing mega aggression teams come out in the prior things. But, I mean, the week 1 map's only supported by one of that, and that's Gully Wash and Snakewater. Gully Wash being the map that's supported by aggression, but Snakewater incredibly slow and can be really hard to sort of get yourself going if you are behind because of these small choke points in mid and second, and it can be a difficult one for these teams. But I'm going to go ahead and still say that the Finns are going to win this one, just on sheer coordination alone, since they've been together for a while and they understand what they're going to be doing in this game, I reckon.
See, on paper I wouldn't disagree, but it happened so many times this week already where I watched games and thought, yeah, one team is going into this as the heavy favorite, or they had such a good map 1, there's no way anything bad can happen map 2. And then one of those two maps is always a nail-biter. It happened so many times. Be it Gully or Snake, that's a sketchy one for one of the teams that just looked much better on the first one. It happened so much this week. I don't know what to believe anymore, but this is their point to prove here, I guess.
Indeed, indeed. I mean, we did see Egg versus Aura Electro in the Premiership division also really like duke it out in state quarter. So it'll be interesting to see what these teams can do as well. So welcome everyone, welcome back to ETF2L Season 35 Division 1 Week 1. Good luck, have fun. It's coming out in the chat from the side of the bold men themselves as we are making our way onto this mid. Skyper picking off a few stickies towards Joseph, and Roboprod taking a bit of that high ground nice and early. Hammerham now moving forward with his team. Early bomb coming out from Roboprod, trying to get the big crunchy down, but we're just seeing a rebomb come out from the blue soldiers. They go straight onto the combo, take them all down. Nice reaggress from them. And we've just got these two soldiers stuck in behind as the rest of the team is getting cleaned up. Hammerham now moving in kitchen, going to see if he can find that medic, but great positioning coming out from Horpy to defend himself here as we do see Hoy try and make something happen. A little surf there coming out as he survives.
Really nicely done by the Finns. They just took all the space away from them, and Red Solid is trying to do the same with not nearly as much success. Well, they're already surrounded. Soldiers deep behind them, not anywhere really to go anymore. Just a matter of cleanup. Last one stuck, obviously dying really late as well. Hoy, Hammerham just now spawning. Will be up for the last defense. Needs to be a good one. Gun on the engineer as well as the sniper being up to maybe save some of this. Maybe hit the hero shot that they would need here, but now it's on the Finns to just execute what they practiced a lot. This last push, not at all one of the easier ones to do with Fulatto.
Yeah, in they come with the supercharge. The medic has been launched in the air. Skyper actually gets killed there by the body shot, and this is a bit of a disaster. Both players have been dropped from the Uber just because that medic got launched in the air. Neon trying to come in to try and salvage something, but does get scatgunned down by Hammerham. And there's going to be a bit of a disaster push coming out there, but what can you do when your medic is airborne?
Yeah, that was just a lot of minor things going wrong, and just enough of them for the Joseph Zone to come back into second. You see people recontest this often, but no, not without not anyone too close. The Finns not going to take their chances here. Want to play it safe on mid, maybe force people still around on the middle point, staring at the entrances, waiting for somebody to arrive new and trying to wall. Not quite happening as the bombs come in forward, trying to make some space.
Ooh, let's see if they can actually get anything to happen here. We see Erper out on the forward spawn, does body shot down Hoy and takes him out of this game. And they are going to be still regressing onto this mid. They have managed to get the super advantage going, but the Ubers are now coming in towards being even. Neon finally getting taken down in the back there by middle as he does poke him out, and they are going to be capping up this point. KYY now moving in to try and take an Uber trade, but he's disconnected from his medic. There is no Uber charge yet for the blue side, but oh my god, uppercut with the headshot, and Lost also finding a pick onto Roboprod. The Uber gets forced from Bum, a really poor time. KYY has a much better Uber coming out from his side. Hammerham's trapped in kitchen, does get taken down. Of course, Red Team did get that cap, so threatening those forward spawners with 6 seconds left for them. They've got to try and stop these spawners. It doesn't look like they're going to spot them.
That was really awkward though by the Joseph Zone. They had so much time to take space more aggressively, but with the player behind, they really were so concerned about that. Not concerned about taking space on mid. The sniper had all the time in the world to line up shots. Gets one after they already got one more in the first place. 2 down. At that point, the Uber fight is just gonna be fairly ugly for them. Picking up the sniper themselves now, like you said, in forward spawn middle, waiting for something to happen. But with the Finns, as you also mentioned, just more concerned about capping this to prevent most of forward spawners. Not fast to second here, don't want to take a risk of being flanked while entering their second point, so middle just taking a little bit more traditional positioning far back, hoping to make something happen for the rest of the team as Hoy picking up one in Sword. Are they gonna draw for more? Yes they are, they're just trying to bust through here.
Oh, they are busting really well as well. It's just that they caught Skyper there. The Demo Man being down is an opportunity to come in through Saw. Roboprod taking a load of damage on that high ground. Neon is actually out into kitchen. Maybe that's going to cause a little bit of a distraction. He does now jump back to his medic. We are seeing Roboprod actually getting taken down. Gets Timmy 2-shot by Erper. Hoy is the very low in kitchen as well. A bunch of these players not even in. And Bum died somewhere during all of that action, so no heals in for the red side. And Horpy is now sitting on 100% Uber as Hammerham is going to get cleaned up. And this is going to call for a second push now, Dum.
Yeah, middle's still around, they need to be careful. Really unfortunate for the Joseph Zone as they were coming into sort of middle with the attempt at being the hero here. While they were coming into Saw, just no eyes on the flank side of the push on the catwalk side of Saw. No eyes there, they just get flanked by Neon. Completely pick up the medic, unaware of anything. The middle down now as well, not really any resistance for second either. So back to last, back to the drawing board for the Finns though. They messed this up before.
Yeah, indeed. They did mess it up before, but now they're coming in with no players being dropped off this Uber, and they are making their way forwards. They've only found damage onto Hoy so far. Scoper doing a good job of clearing out some space. Does land some damage onto Bum as well, but he does get killed for his actions as he didn't get any stickies on points and nothing was being defended. But it's a great defense coming out from the red team as they managed to kite most of that Uber, and Neon is the only one left alive. Looks like he's going to get taken down there by a long-range bullet spree coming out from middle, and they are going to hold off the Finns.
Yeah, again, this just feels like they're really trying to freestyle these, not really trying to go into last with a good game plan at all, and it just leads to, again, a messy fight on point. Everybody's tagged up so much. You want them to block the point with everything they have, not the other way around. Just makes it easy target. But yet again, Compassion on second. They want the easy picks, no heals, and it kind of shows good damage coming out of Hoy still getting some counter frag. Makes it all about doable as the heals come in, the bombs come in. Skyper in a lot of trouble. Picking him up and Hoppy not quite alone, but it's only Neon here.
Oh, nice little stuff from him though. He does get into Saw. He is out of there. He has actually managed to save himself from that situation. Neon doing a good job though of stunting that aggression a little bit and surviving himself. So well played from those two to keep themselves alive, as the Uber situation is now sort of evening up after that live there from Hoppy. Otherwise it could have been back to last for their team. So great job from him. As we're going to see what they're going to be able to do here, as we are seeing the blue players starting to get buffed up. The red team are taking those high ground positions just where they build this Uber, just so there's no funny business coming out from the Finns.
Yeah, that survivability there is huge. It makes such a big difference. As well as just a nice little air shot after that by the soldier. I forgot who it was, to just prevent the soldier from even jumping past him and chase the medic even more. None of that's gonna happen while Finns are on defense duty here. Need to be on that one a little bit longer though. Even Uber stalemate. It's a matter of finding an answer for this one right now. Not necessarily easy, but there's a lot of aggression coming from Saw. They actually get lost myself early. Only one pick that might just start things off though if they have a good opening with it.
Yeah, Hoy is now making this bomb in, but he gets totally denied by Erpa and craters into the floor. Thanks to a little bit of helping damage from KYY as they do take him down. And that's just going to be a total reset for both of these teams. Lost will be spawning first and see if they want to make anything happen on the side of Sax. Maybe we are going to see an early sack coming out from Neon, but he's not got any buffs right now, so we're just going to be chilling and killing.
If anything, he's the one forward trying to just get into somebody's faces, not quite happening. Living for now, but Robert from the other side might cut him off. Skyper actually the one getting stuck in the middle of Saw here against all my better judgment. He's the one dying. They lost middle in the process though, so it's not the end of the world. Neon actually as well, following suit, trying to go aggressive with the distraction. Saw none of that happening. 2 down. They're more solid. They just want to take specs on the Joseph though now.
Yeah, they are moving forwards now that they both teams have 100% Uber, but neither Uber getting popped out in defense at that point. They are happy to let that one go, just their 2-player disadvantage, and now they're just going to be setting up for this last hole as they've decided Erpa up on the heavy. No engineer for the time being, maybe expecting an early sack to come in as they are setting up stickies for it. Skyper putting those stickies on that high area there against the wall. So we're going to see how Bold want to try and approach this one, if they're going to get an off-class, because you know they're taking the team away, you know, from the Highlander team it seems, and they've only got Middle as that off-classing player that they really use now.
Well, you say that. Hammerham on Spy right now. I don't know if he's just checking for something. Seeing him as a counter Spy. If anything, he's playing checked himself. Both teams having a Spy sitting and spawn. Hammerham just deciding to go with Engineer. Why are pushing if the other team can't do anything on last? I've seen this before, all of them as well, mind you. So this is not necessarily a new thing for them either.
Well, I mean,
I'm interested to see how this plays out. I mean, obviously the big idea is this is already such a hard point to push in the first place. Just let's make it harder. If they ever dare try to get out of last, they will just most certainly fail. You see this often enough without any like major off classes on this point to begin with. You saw it earlier as well, where it almost went bad and it just turned into a little bit of a messy fight on the second point. So interested to see if this will at all work out for them, or if they just didn't like practice this kind of stuff enough and just like things are just not working out the way they intended.
Well, I think that this theory crafting here is that he's gone and immediately built a teleporter, right? So what they're gonna do is they're gonna send these sacks. They're gonna send soldier sacks because the spawner on Snakewater when you're pushing against last is actually really fast. Like you will spawn mega fast. Definitely. So what they're gonna do is they're gonna sack. Okay, there you go.
For Bum.
Bum actually managing to escape there nicely, but it was a 1-for-1 trade, a middle going down there, but he is going to teleport back immediately, and that is going to allow them to send that sack in ASAP, you know, because they now have that teleport available, and it's so hard for the enemy team to counter sack because of the mini sentry. If they try and, you know, counter sack on second, they're just going to get totally denied. Done.
Even just for like a refight, if they were to come in exchange now, it becomes messy. They just spawn so fast, have the tally as well. Any fight on second is just going to be such a mess now, so they just want to abuse this powerful position as much as they can. Big pipe onto Hoppy, not much more beyond that though. Heavy rolling up now as well. They just want to like slowly creep their way forward now.
Yeah, as they managed to take down KYY, they've got the big HMS Poots themselves, so they do go in for an Uber trade. Ubers have popped out kind of even there, as there's flashing going on from Hoppy, which means there's going to be a better Uber outside of Bum. But Skyper now moving forward, trying to get damage onto that big man Poot, that doesn't really find too much. Yak actually getting insanely weak. It's just going to be Ubers being traded. No real casualties for either side, apart from the sentry gun.
Yeah, pretty clean by Skyper to just make sure that none of the guys behind the Uber, the Scout I think it was, and then, no, there's no Scout on the field, Solly I guess, and the Heavy don't get in it. Oh, Ripper with the snipe gets bomb. Attempt to bomb in by the soldiers, not getting through at all. Hoy weak. Yak coming in now as well, they just want to redeem themselves. You make something happen in the midst of this mess, but no, Hoppy stops this one out of the wall shot. And now just Hammer Ham and the little gun that couldn't, I guess.
Yeah, unfortunately, the Hammerham not being able to aggress as much as he'd like to because he was on that engineer class rather than the oh-so-powerful scout class. The teleport, oh no, Hoy takes the teleport, lands on top of Hoppy, doesn't find the rockets, unfortunately. That could have been a PogChamp play right there. As Robopod takes the teleporter, gets immediately fragged, and it is taken down there. He should not have taken that teleporter to do anything. But,
Trap in the corner. Oh no, they spotted in time.
Yeah,
Sorry
nice.
for interrupting you there, but that could have killed so many people. If Yak just had his eyes more forward, Neon the one forward now, and to pump in a bit of damage into this choke area. Gets them out at least, Bum living about half HP. I might have seen the sniper, I could have been wrong. Either way, there's none on the field right now, and a lot of momentum for the Finns with this Uber into second, only 70% on Bum's Medigun.
Yeah, I mean, they are going to get it for last, but if Robopod can make something happen, he does find Lost, but doesn't find much else, and Middle now going in to try and reinforce the damage. Hoppy does actually, in fact, use his Uber. He was full HP there, but was scared about dropping his Scout on that one. They do go into Yak, though, with the Uber. They do find the Demo Man, as Bun now pops out his Uber in response. Neon going into last with KYY, and KYY heading towards the point. Loads of cap time now coming out from him, but Hammerhand does come in with the block early, and Hoy takes him down in a follow-up response, but it looks like the Finns are moving in themselves as well. Hoy taking that high ground early, defending that position. Skyper is now overextended and is trapped between red players, but does receive an arrow from Hoppy on the way out as Urpa now getting cleaned up. Skyper does get pistoled down by Middle, and that's going to be a good defense there coming out from the side of Bold.
Yeah, once again, the Finns are trying, I think, just to freestyle things a little bit too much there. A bit messy. The spawns were coming in, they could have easily been aware of it. Weren't tried to play in, realized eventually that the spawns were coming, so Medic backed off. Scout Demo Man kind of stuck there and couldn't really decide if they just want to try to play for point for the Medic or just get out, and kind of none of which really happened. So a little bit of cap mid was, but not any pressure towards the Medic. None of them lived to tell the tale.
Oh, beautiful Uber advantage. They count those Ubers very perfectly as they bring this Uber as soon as they get it. It's a dot push, and they manage to take down one player on either side, though, so it isn't such a great Uber, but they did manage to get all this space with it. But Bum is going to be coming up trumps with his Uber now. Does actually pop out his Uber in lobby as they are running through, and they do manage to find Skyper straight away with that Uber, but Yak getting taken down, over-aggressing. Urpa now moving through the lower area, is now just trying to hide. Somehow doesn't get spotted by the red players. And Lost is actually in behind as well, but Urpa now getting spotted, taking a 1v1 with Middle, and doesn't, in fact, win it. Middle surviving on a tiny amount of HP, and that is going to be Bold prevailing there, as Bum did survive all of that.
Yeah, the structure you were talking about for the Finns is just not quite here at the moment. It's really lacking, and these fights are just becoming way too messy for what I think we all have expected, and it's just prime time for the Joseph Zone to capitalize, win out these messy fights just by sheer of making a little bit more better focus fire calls and things like that to turn these fights into wins. Not really huge on the Uber right now, Urpa sniping as well to just make sure of that, but maybe they will just take their chances here with not even 10% though. It's gonna be a tough one to make much of anything happen.
Oh, Middle getting body shot there by Urpa from the forward spawn, and Urpa is actually just going to stick it. He's staying in that forward spawn as he did take down Middle. It looks like it's going to be even Ubers for both sides here, so it's going to be another chill fest. Urpa now coming out the forward spawn on that sniper class, seeing if he can peek lower to try and find any frags for himself, as he is just chilling out. He does get taken down though. More the spam from the soldiers. Great play there from Bold.
Yeah, no sniper makes this a lot easier to try to make a play happen. They're coming towards grass, they want to take some space. Hoy forward, Yak as well with him, trying to take as much space forward as they can. Second bomb by Roboprod in the end, actually one going deep as Hammerham tries to take space from left and right together with the soldiers. It's not really working out too well. They get a lot of picks in the end. It's a really sketchy exchange after all is said and done though.
Yeah, Yak is actually making it out of there with Bum because Roboprod did in fact die. They got dropped from the Uber as both teams decided they didn't want to use their Uber until it was too late and all their players were deceased. So we're just going to see this probably reset happen as we are getting the spawners from both sides come in. Of course, getting the forward spawns on the red side. So we could see something happen like an early sack, but while the Ubers are building, but maybe both teams just going to chill out as it's still 0-0 on the scoreboard after 15 minutes, dumb.
Yeah, and the Finns had plenty of opportunity to get into a lead here, and it's just these last pushes that just don't look planned out enough, where they just kind of try to run away with things that could work if you just have a better plan. That seems to be like the big thing going on for them here at the moment, where obviously the Joseph Zone really had just one chance to make something happen on us and was too much focused on not losing second by the looks of it, so priorities seem to be a little bit different here for both teams. Uber slowly building up. Hoppy has it, Bum just about getting it now. Stalemate still intact as the timer ticks down to just half of the game left. And again, aggression towards grass for the Joseph Zone.
Yeah, we are just seeing both soldiers go in. They're trying to just make space just so they can send a sack in, but both soldiers now are very weak. And Roboprod getting bombed by Lost, but Lost switches targets onto Joseph, and they are going to see frags going either way. Roboprod and Hoy do get taken down, so it's just 2 scouts, a demo, and a medic. As we do see the flank from Neon, he's getting on top of Bum and does force that Uber out. And that's a great job from Neon, and he is surviving. Drags all of that Uber back as Hammerham has to take it that way, so it's going to be 100% advantage for Hoppy. Great reactive play there from Neon.
Yeah, both teams only their soldiers down right now. Shouldn't waste too much time before on one side here the Finnish team decides it's time to go scaring up in the lower area in kitchen, waiting just for a better opportunity. Lots of spam. Uber taking damage. They don't look like they really want to take the Uber into this, but might just have to.
Now they want to try and get into this without having to use that Uber, and there's a great play coming out from them as they do manage to get in clean with no casualties. But now that they're just stacking the point, there wasn't really any need to stack the point as there was no one texted in these Bokami spawners. But now they are moving forwards with this Uber advantage that they have. Bum still sitting on 50%. Hoppy only just in tow with KYY, nearly gets dropped on that Uber, but they are still making their way forwards as KYY running into lower to chase the frag on Joseph, and he takes him down. Yak going huge there to find that pick. Great play from him.
Hoy's still around, tries to peek from lower a bit. Soldier hiding right above him. Neon is that. Doesn't reveal himself. Backup potential is there. I think a scout might have seen him sneaking past the lobby, and Neon might be aware of it. Still crashes into Hoy either way. They wanted to meet him from both sides. Well played there by Joseph Zone to not get taken apart by a backup and get into second without using as well. Even better.
Yeah, they are going to be making their way now into mid as Yak is now taking that space, calls out the bomb from Lost, and Lost is now just going to get scatgunned down by Hammerham and middle, and there's nothing that he really could have done there to make anything else happen. But Hoppy has been building really well, managed to find 85%. Bum is now making his way forwards, but only 4 players up for the side of the Finns as they've just got 1 spawner as they've trapped 2 in the forward spawn, but KYY taking all that space for his team. Hoppy now coming up trumps with that 97% Uber, just needs to link up for a little bit longer, does eat a sticky and gets forced as Bum now uses that as Uber to save Yak's life. Erper in the forward spawn now decides to back spawn, and Hoppy and KYY need to get out of here as Neon and Skyper are now getting boxed in as we do see the bomb come out from Roboprod, takes down Skyper, and they are going to be cleaning up most of these players. So we do see Lost coming with the bomb, gets insanely low, pulls out the pickaxe onto Yak as Yak now fires out a few bombs on towards Erper, but doesn't find any picks at all. Erper taking this fight with Middle still as they are got the swords out, boys. Middle is running at them with a Boston Basher, isn't going to find this one. Gets arrowed by Bum as Hoppy is going to nearly die to the... He actually...
Everybody's missing so much. Except for Bum Freeze.
Oh,
and that's the one that matters, that it connected. Neon arrow hitting there. This is why you don't use a pistol, I guess. This is a PSA. Just really don't use scattergun.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, back into this game, ladies and gentlemen. We are seeing the side of Bald move their way into second. They are going to claim this one because there is no Finnish presence on this area, but Bum now manages to get that Uber advantage thanks to Middle's usage of the Boston Basher. Div 1 in 2020, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, we'll see what they can do. Advantage coming up now. This is the first ad push they really had, so if they just make a statement, we actually have these and you don't, that could be all the difference it takes to win here.
Yeah, indeed, as they do come with the super. Hammerham recognizing the play, does stand on the point, manages to get the first round. Great play from Hammerham to get that recognized there on the state of play, and that is going to be 1-0 to the side of the Joseph Zone. Great play from them.
Yeah, there's not any ability to set up a hold there, where I think he's still in lobby at one point as well, trying to contest second a bit, but so we couldn't do anything. So not any sort of hold really setting up here for the Finns, and now they have to deal with the deficit, and it was a long first round where they are the ones struggling on last, much more so, so this should be a hard work for a comeback.
Yeah, indeed. So it did take a whole 20 minutes for that round to come out. As we do see the Red Soldiers going for a bomb again, but we are seeing the same reactive play coming out from the side of the Finns as they do just bomb underneath the Red Soldiers and catch the medic immediately. But we are seeing a counterplay also as Hoppy gets taken down. Just Skyper and Erper left alive as we do see the pickaxe come out from Roboprod and forcing Skyper to kill himself. And that is going to be a wipe coming out from the Finns. And just Hoy and Yak left alive.
Yeah, big difference was just that Hoy and Roboprod both reacted a lot faster to the Finns playing aggressive and didn't waste too much time trying to hope people come forward to help them out from the backlines. No, they just immediately went back into the fight and made sure that everyone crossing point takes a ton of damage forward. I think Roboprod got like the 2-for-1 demo medic kill as well. And that just makes life so much easier to not have to worry about. Still, both medics dying at the end of this, so it's not a whole lot of momentum here to the Joseph zone. They will have to grind their way through the stalemate yet again.
Yeah, unfortunately, but they are in the driving seat for this one. I mean, you've got 9 minutes 39 left on the clock for the round reset, and there's 9 minutes 51 left in the server, so not a lot of time in it. They can just hold mid for the rest of the game if they wanted to, but probably not going to opt to do that. Probably going to be a little bit more exciting, get some more momentum going, but the Finns are probably going to be sending sacks anytime soon, since a bunch of the red players are actually taking damage there, trying to get something to happen, as they all just sat on catwalk for some reason.
Well, they have even less incentive to do anything here than the Finns have right now. As much as this is a tough stalemate, the Finns are the ones that really have to do something at bracket. They can just hope that they will do enough with just playing defensive here, maybe? That is my idea of what is going on right now. Maybe we eventually see them try to dare a little bit more. Maybe not. Just looking at window, I guess it's too much to ask for. Skyper hitting 2 in a row without a buff, caught off guard.
Unfortunate there. Question mark coming out from Skyper and
so
then
much
middle
damage on the
good question.
Catwalk entry though. Bump force back, yeah, Hammerhand both getting dropped from that. They just stayed aggressive into that and no one was ready, including Bum.
Lost with an epic bomb. 6-2 rockets into Bum's face and takes it out. Great drop from this +2 as the Finns finally going to find some momentum in this game. Sorry for cutting you off there, Dumb, but they can actually make something happen.
Well, how long is this gonna last though? There's forward spawn still? If they have to be worried about this, get Hammerham on Sniper, that could be detrimental enough as is, but then they need to get past this last hole, and that has been such a struggle for them already. Hoppy now is coming towards point, needs to be careful, they know Hammerham is there, he's daring peek the sideline. But eventually they are getting through second, cap that up onto last. This one has to count now, you don't want to spend too much time on disadvantage here.
Yeah, they do pop out this Uber now into the last areas. They do take down the sentry gun immediately. There are stickies on points. They need to clear them before playing the point, but they have got ×4 on the point. The soldiers coming for the block, and they do manage to block out that point. It was so close, but Skyper still in, does find 2 frags, and it's just going to be a 2v2 medic demo versus medic demo, the new form of ulti-duo as Yak stickies up that point very intelligently. Great sticky placement from Skyper, knocks away the stickies and deals damage at the same time, but we are going to see the respawn coming from middle. And he does clean him up there, nearly and very close there for the Finns.
Yet again, though, the recognition was just a little bit too late. They got these last few kills here, and it was just Demo Medic left alive, and both of them just in really awkward position to really fight that one out. Key spawning, as well as Neon on Spy. I really just want to keep second and play for the backup of the captain they have, I would assume. Key not living for a long time, though. Go fairly quickly into the spawn key again, and Neon now just busy trying to get Bum's Uber out of his hands.
Yep, it would seem that they are now making their way in towards mid, and Uber isn't getting popped immediately because it hasn't been called to be used probably, and Yak is just forcing the players back on his own. Does find Skyper, in fact, with that aggression, so well played from him to find that frag as they are now walking their way in through Saw, just keeping the momentum going. There is a back cap on from the side of the blue team on towards the red second, but not going to find anything there. Bum does get forced by KYYs, gets shot in the back as they are going to bring this Uber all the way forwards. Yak calling for a lower push as Erpa is now down there. Does get pinged away by Hoy, and they are going to be taking a second pretty much for free, but they did get forced, of course. And we're going to see if the Finns can respond with their 80% Uber advantage.
Neon still in the backline, obviously the Spy backup didn't get through. I don't know if anyone called Wind that he was playing Spy the entire time, maybe? We'll see how aware they are of it, I guess, because he doesn't really have much of a choice than just keep being on Spy for now. Uber push over from last into second. Also imminent. Skyper getting spammed so much. He doesn't really care though. He just wants to go in. Lost as well. Ever getting shut down here on Spy. Beeping the opportunity. Medic gets the Devil Man.
Yeah, that's a good pick coming out from Neon then. Best of the worst bunch that he could have got. Unfortunately not finding Bum there with that backstab, but didn't really need to. Hoppy still hanging on to that Uber advantage as the Finns have managed to cap out the second point, and they're just going to be waiting for their spawners to come in, but 2 down still for the side of the Finns, and it's going to call for Bold to come and try and make a push happen. They are now getting aggressive towards Saw. The spawners do come in, but no push as of yet coming in for the side of Bold, and they're just deciding they're just going to stick it.
Yeah, they're waiting this one out. They don't really want to dare. They know the Uber situation, I assume, much more so is what they're concerned about than the player situation right now, and they also know the spawns will come in sooner or later in the middle of the Uber fight. Not a risk they're willing to take just now. So we're back to the stalemate that last time ended pretty quickly. This time, same start. Neon gets one onto Hoy this time instead of Skyper. And just aggression over aggression, keep walking at them through Saw all the way against the force.
Yeah, Yak nearly killed himself there, but did get a nice flash there from Bum. But we do see the blue Uber getting forced out. by Hammerham, and Lost airshots Hammerham and takes him out, and middle also going down. Nice bomb coming through from the Red Soldier, doesn't manage to find Horpy on a slither of HP, manages to survive there, getting towards that lower pack. Yak now also escaping with his life somehow, as Bum is now backing out of Kitchen, but now bringing the heals back in as the soldiers have so much room for the side of Bald, and Erpa getting low as well. It's just going to get now destroyed by Hoy, as we do see the bomb coming from Lost, and Bum with a nice surf, and Lost is probably going to take him out here with one final rocket, and that's going to be both medics down for both sides, but Hammerham coming in for the cleanup. It's a 1v1 between Hammerham and KYY. Hammerham does man the first one, but KYY gets pistoled down by Hammerham, and that's going to be a win for the side of Bold, and they are going to manage to take this second, and it could be a 1v1 between Neon and Hammerham.
No, Neon doesn't dare. He wants to have some spawns. He knows there's probably another one coming, and it is middle also on the second point. They're capping this one up, that's all they really want right now. As the blue spawns arrive a little bit quicker to the second point, so they might not really keep it as well. Both teams playing it fairly safe for this little bit here before it probably undoubtedly will turn into a little bit of a mess again, because the Finns will have to engage. They are a round down with 4 minutes left. A tie at this point doesn't sound too bad, but there's still a lot of time left in terms of just getting maybe the 2-round comeback all the way. Maybe not a lot, should probably choose my words a little bit better, but enough time rather to get 2 rounds. It just needs some good starting play and then another mid-fight that is just strong. It's gonna be interesting to see if they can do it.
Yeah, we are actually seeing dual banners for the side of Bald, as we are seeing one of the banners get taken out. Hoy gets dispatched handily by the pipes of Skyper, and Skyper now actually getting overextended and does indeed feed away his life. Middle now running in through Sword, taking all that aggression for his team, and it looks like the Finns are going to be heading all the way back to last. And there's one place that you don't want to be when you are on the losing side with 1-0 and 3 minutes left on the clock, and that is on your own last.
Yeah, and I would be surprised if the Joseph Zone is not aware of that. They will undoubtedly not have much of any other choices left to them. But to just sit here, no, they are actually there. They want to go and play the game. And I don't know if I agree, because they don't catch anything at all of this Uber.
Yeah, it was a disastrous Uber there, and oh my god, getting absolutely launched. Robopron is now finally deceased after that Uber usage, but this is going to give the Finns an opportunity here. 100% Uber advantage to work with. Erpa is the only one that is dead. They're probably going to wait for him to spawn before they make anything happen, as they are now just hanging about in the lobby, as he does get his spawner right now. Lost now coming in with his bomb, but does get scattergunned, force pushed it down into the floor, and Lost now can get a rebomb as he receives the arrow. Bold Hoy is now standing on that high ground there, does get loads of damage into Lost, and they do finally take him down as Hoy gets piped down by Skyper. In return, we do see that Uber now get popped out from the side of Horpy, but Bum is now coming up with his 60% Uber as well, and they are going to be running forwards here with the side of the blue Uber. Horpy now getting into mid. Skyper is just getting bombed away by Yak, and they are just going to have to kind of retreat here as they are getting flanked by Hammerham. Neon actually kills himself on Hammerham's face, and Hammerham finally going down there. Horpy is insanely low, doesn't find the frag as middle gets taken down. Horpy getting cleaned up though by Yak Stickies, and Erpa and Skyper are going to have to try and salvage this as they spot Bum. They smell blood in the water. Lost now spots him as well, and they do pop out that red Uber. Hoy getting low but receiving a flash, and Erpa is now going to be running in as they do try and wrap them into second, but with a player disadvantage as Lost now takes the bomb into Bum, takes him out, and killing himself in the process. Skyper now going in as well to try and get some damage. Neon finally coming in. Skyper finding all the frags though, and that's going to be the messiest fight I've ever seen in my whole life.
This is now a team on a mission, and Joseph has to do everything they can about it to stop it, and that might just be enough. It's not much time left, a minute and a half. We're talking only about a golden card right now. Much more is not in the cards for the Finns right now. No one spawning with Bum is a little bit of a saving grace, but it's still just enough disadvantage to be really, really annoying to have to deal with as we go into about the final minute of this match, and about 25% by the time Horpy is up, 30 even advantage to Bum, and they have to push against this into this last point right now. It's going to be so difficult to even get to second successfully.
At the minute, all I'm seeing though is that Yak is holding forwards, and the rest of his team are sitting on balcony doing absolutely nothing, and it's a bit of a questionable experience coming out here from both sides, but they should be holding forwards with Yak, I believe, and they do now come forwards, but Yak has to sort of retreat there to catch up with the rest of his team. They've given so much space to the Finns though, and Bum gets caught out.
Alone.
Oh, that's unfortunate there. Horpy now coming up with 43% of his Uber. Yak trying desperately to salvage this as Horpy gets low, but doesn't get taken down. The Finns are actually going to make something happen here, as Hammerham is the only one left alive on the Sniper class, but it's going to have to give it away because he's on Sniper. He's playing a Monkey class, and that's going to be a comeback from the Finns to make it 1-1, and it is going to a golden cap.
I think in the industry we call this a bra moment, where they definitely won, and just weren't aware of. Of course, the Finns are going to just do the darndest to get into second, make some sort of play happen, and if anything, this is why you busted the gun in the heavy, but no. They were just not ready for that push. Bum completely caught off guard. That alone was just play enough, really, to just make something happen. They have an advantage again for any sort of desperate play, but no, it just immediately crumbled on the second push in the first place.
Yeah, I think if the Joseph zone, if they had actually held forward with Yak, they would have been fine because it was even Ubers. And
No,
they
it
didn't
was
have
like
to
a
give
huge advantage too, mind you. That was like 30, 40,
Oh yeah,
30
like they had advantage on their
at some
side
point.
even. Yeah. But they should have just been forwards, and they could have dealt with them quite easily. Just stuffing them into those chokes rather than sitting back on balcony like they were doing is very questionable. But they are now going to have to deal with the consequences of those actions in this Golden Cap dome. So very even game so far. But luckily for us, we won't be stuck here for 40 minutes casting absolute garbo gameplay, as the Golden Cap rule did get changed last season to be 15 minutes on the clock, and whoever has mid is the winner.
Yes, I do agree that this is not like the most perfect solution ever, but at the same time, I don't think that sitting here forever is better. So yeah, I'm a big fan of 15 minutes, and if anything, if it ever comes down to the time rule, as long as it's not on last, as long as it's on mid, it usually turns into the really funny just turn any map into a cough scenario, which I'm a big fan of, to be honest.
Yeah, so it's going to be. I don't know how to call it. I'm actually going to switch my prediction and just say that Boulder are going to win it because they've just been probably a more convincing team. They're just playing a little bit better than the Finns just on the day, but we all have to remember the certain element in this game that is first offie jitters, and of course Snakewater is the worst map to have first offie jitters on because it's so slow and you can make mistakes that cost you a lot in this. And yeah. I'm honestly no idea who's going to win this, but I want to say Bold out of the kindness of my own heart.
Out of the current gameplay, yes, I would not disagree at all. However, you have to wonder if that just last second throw is going to get to them at all. Mentality plays a huge factor here right now, and I really can't let it get to them. Often underrated. A lot of people just try to say, oh yeah, it doesn't happen to me, but when you have games like this where it clearly matters, and just one wrong move can cost you so much, already did. Cause bare minimum 1 point, worst case scenario 2 that you just will never see back in the season.
Yep, I mean, I think the Finns have something to prove here. I feel like the side of Bold, they've got what they've needed out of this game. They've managed to get some points on the board already out of the Finns. The Finns obviously come in second, the team to beat during the season, so getting them to a Golden Cap is no mean feat. So it's clearly, clearly showing well for them. So it's my opinions of this team have changed dramatically, especially since they've gone ahead and said they're a new form. They were formed rather late into the season, so they don't really have much to prove. But it's going to be interesting to see how they develop, because I mean they could be a real contender this season for Div 1 playoffs.
Yeah, nothing to prove, nothing to lose, I guess, as well. Everything to gain just by performing. And by all means, as much as there was just some sketchy stuff by the Finns, I want to definitely keep bringing up these last pushes were just like really flawed. They are still one of those teams to beat after, I guess, Boynicle, which is probably like I think exactly the same roster as last season. As much as they did get like third, fourth, pre and post playoffs, I guess. Those are like the two big names to beat the season, I would imagine, and at least being close with one of them straight away at the beginning of the season, really, really good. Able to beat them even if just in the Golden Cap, as unfortunately as that might be, already like a strong statement to make.
Yeah, I mean, Boynicle were a good team last season. They did really well until it came where they came, especially with the new formed roster, players off-classing and doing different things. So I think Boynicle are going to be one of the other teams to beat. You are indeed correct. But I'm looking forward to the game between the Finns and Boynicle, actually, because I really like how Boynicle play. I think they play very coordinated and very nice guys, each and every one of them. So, I mean, they're going to be another one of those teams to beat. But we are seeing both teams ready up, and it's going to be good luck, Cub fans, in chat as we are coming into the Golden Cap for Season 35, Division 1, Week 1 between Lentavat and Joseph Zone. Once again, I am lucky, joined by ArchRhythm on production and DuMmTm as my co-caster, as we are now heading into this first mid of the Golden Cap, and the only mid, as Skyper is now pinging across some stickies onto Yak, has a little bit of a health advantage and knows it as he's sticking him off rather well. And Hammerhand taking some high ground with the team. Hoy coming in with a nice low bomb as Robocron now follows up onto Skyper. We are seeing the counter bomb count from Neon and Lost as they are getting on top of the side of the red team, but are getting cleaned up nicely. Hopi getting taken down. Lost now getting scattered down by Hammerham. It's beautiful gameplay coming out from the side of Bold, and they are going to be capping out this midpoint.
Yeah, that's what you want to see. Every mid-fight just a little bit better. The first one, mildly disastrous. The second one really solid, and this one just clean a victory. Hoppy dying, Bum living, and a clear shot at last. Pretty much nothing's on second. Yeah, this is the ones that the Finns were losing. This is the ones that only happened, I think, once for the Joseph Zone, and they have 100% success rate so far. What's stopping them from doing it again?
Yeah, they are opting to move into lower. They do clear those sticky bombs nice and early, and I think they're going to be just going through main here as they do get that Uber in through, but they don't spot out the sentry gun early as they do finally take it down with this Uber charge. KYY out on the Putis is going to get cleaned up really early, and that's going to be the sentry gun and the heavy downs. We do see a high bomb coming in from Hoy, just raining those rockets down on top of them, but we are seeing the regress coming out from the side of the Finns. Loads of damage being exchanged each way. Hopi with the saw out, trying to get as much as he can on this Uber charge, but it's going to be a clean up from the red team as they are going to cap out this point. That's exactly what they needed as they win this golden cap.
Alright, there's going to be two type of people now. There's going to be the type of people that think, okay, at least we won. And then there's the type of people that are just going to be really upset that it even had to come to this, because this golden cap just ended so fast. They just showed that they had what it takes to just win this game outright, but they just didn't. And it's going to be interesting to see how this affects them going forward here. Are they just going to stay optimistic? Okay, guys, we can just do it. Just keep playing like we did just now. Let's forget about that. Or is there just this little bit of a doubt in their minds now?
Yeah, I mean, the Finns, obviously, they're going to be disappointed with this one. I mean, they played pretty well. They had some really good mid-fights. They knew what they were doing when they came to these mids. And they have definitely their own style for Snakewater mids, and it showed. And they did get some success with it. So I don't think they can be too disheartened with that loss. But it is unfortunate for them that they are going to be taking away 1 point from that game versus the Joseph Zone. But not to worry, we still have one map in the series as we are moving now onto Gully Wash. So new game, new mindset, and this is going to be the battle of the demos.
Pretty much, this should be a much different game. Obviously, we've seen these really, really long rounds last map here. Going to be probably a much different story on Gully Wash.
Indeed. We have now been linked some logs, so we're going to read out some numbers, and for those of you who don't enjoy logs, you can resident sleeper for 5 minutes, go get yourself a drink before the next game starts. But we are, in fact, seeing on the logs, all I'm seeing is Hammer Ham is gone fragtastic, cleaning up all the damage of the big 10k damage that Yak dealt during that game, dealing so much damage for his team, in fact. He was nearly holding them up on his own, it feels like.
Yeah, a lot of people don't approve of his aggression, but if you allow it to work, that is the real problem here, and for the fact of the matter is that man didn't die much this game, and that is just a dangerous combination to allow it to happen.
Yep, allowing a scout class to go ham with a demo man that deals damage is a combination for success, especially during that golden cap, where you want to have all of that come together. But on the side of the Finns, we are seeing even kills, but Neon only coming up tops with 12 frags himself there. It's to be said, though, that Neon did a lot of work during that game, but most of those times were just sacrificing himself, so I don't really blame him for the logs that he's received during that game. And, of course, the best stat on the board going to Lost was 5 air shots.
Yeah, it was weird for the Finns as well. There were so many messy fights where they just, it didn't feel like they were playing well together. And that's just so strange to see from a team we know can do so much better. I wonder what's going on. Maybe Eklund just brings so much to the comps. Maybe the switch on classes makes them just play a little bit more awkward. It's interesting to see for sure. Interesting development here, and even more interesting to see how it will change, maybe or not, for the worst of the team, I suppose, at that point, going forward.
Yeah, well, I personally think that in this game, I don't know who will win out of Skyper and Yak. I know Yak is a very capable demo man with a lot of DM practice behind him, and he understands what he needs to do to get frags in these games. And that to be said as well, a very confident main caller in himself, so he'll be leading the team, taking the beam up his bum, and receiving all the heals that he can get during this match just so he can try and win it out versus Skyper. I do say this a lot. I know it's not just down to the demo, and of course, explosive classes, though, do seem to have a certain amount of edge when it comes to Gully Wash mids, because the scouts really don't have that much room to work with. So I think it's going to be less down to the scouts, more down to the demo men. But I'm not going to be able to call it in this game. But because the Joseph Zone won game 1, I'm going to say they're going to win game 2 and take it home on Gully Wash and really show their aggression.
It's certainly possible. I really hope we have this still close game going into map 2. Just one way to find out, I suppose, having them ready up. It's going to certainly be interesting. I think the one big difference between the demo and last map was just the seal differential. They took about the same damage. Yak, just like you said, staying with the combo more, staying with the B more next to Bum, and it was like 30% to 26 about. doesn't sound huge, but it can just make that one big bit of a difference that sometimes just matters. We'll see if the Finns just play a little bit safer around the demo man this time.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it could still go either way. But thank you for joining us this evening, chat, for Season 35, Week 1, Division 1 game between Lentavat Sirkkelit and the Joseph Zone. We are going to be trying to cover more of these Division 1 games coming up in the future. And for those of you, while we have a short little break, we're hoping to see most of you at Copenhagen Games, which is coming up in April. And it's going to be an absolutely fantastic thing to go to. I haven't actually been to a Copenhagen Games. Unfortunately, I missed the last one because I was
it's great.
Going for interviews and stuff for jobs. Yeah.
It's really nice. Unlike Insomnia, in the LAN hall itself, you have a window. So you actually get sunlight while playing video games. It's nuts, dude.
I don't like sunlight.
England has nothing on that.
Have you seen how pale I am? I'm vampiric.
No, it's really nice. I think the venue is just a lot nicer than in Insomnia. Even though the Insomnia one is fairly practical with just everything being around you, pretty much.
Yeah.
It is just like a lot more cozy, appealing.
Yeah. So we are seeing both teams ready up and go live as we are ready for Gully Wash, ladies and gentlemen. We are seeing good luck, have fun in the chat, and Bald and the rest of I'm not saying anything. Yak is now making his way into mid, and Skyper is getting into mid as well. And Skyper is getting a little bit pressured here by the scouts, but not too much, as both medics managed to get in nice and clean. Neon is now up, drop down though, in towards Bum, does find a nice early rocket and takes down Bum immediately with that. Horpy getting forwards with Skyper, but Roboprod responding there. Yak now bombing through onto Horpy, but Skyper pills him down. Roboprod gets on top of the medic finally. Horpy getting taken out, Upper getting low as well, does get cleaned up by Roboprod. It's going to be a win for the side of Bold with Bum spawning first.
Yeah, so often you just see going for the medic early being the downfall of a team because you spend so much time focusing down the medic. Well, they are just on the other side, getting all those kills on people trying, and then once your medic's eventually dead, they just have so much less resistance to try to counterfeed. And yet again, pretty much a similar story here. Everybody was so weak, if not taken down already, by the Finns trying to just get the kill onto Bum, that it just let the fight eventually swing the way of the Joseph Zone.
Yeah, and I mean, they are just going to be holding mid here. I think Bum is going to have called that he has the small Uber advantage that he's managed to get, but hasn't been building too well. We are seeing an early bomb actually come out as they just bust. They are just coming straight through, and Bum is getting insanely low. Does he get 1 HP Warrior? Does manage to survive that, and somehow they're winning this one. Oh my god, great airshot from Roboprod takes down Horpy. That's going to be a wipe for the Finns. Excellent push there, and coordinated aggression coming out from the side of Bold, as they are going to be running all the way into last. Yak just getting to room, Lost gets taken out immediately. We are seeing KYY, just the only sole player that can defend this one. That's going to be an early round coming out from the side of the Joseph Zone. Very well played from them.
Luckiest man on the planet lives to tell the tale. Bum somehow managing to stay alive for the team, and those heals went a distance in the end. They just completely took them apart just off of that a little bit. And yeah, fast start to this game, much different already than on Snakewater. Let's see if the Finns can respond.
Yeah, let's see if they can respond with the round rather fast, as they are just doing exactly the same as they were doing last mid. They've got lots and lots of early pressure from Skyper. They are sending Neon through drop down, but has been spotted nice and early by Roboprod, but Bum is low already. It's just getting expanded. Even those long range rockets, Neon now bombs through, knowing that there's no real load of heals for the side of Bald, but we are seeing Lost try and make a counter sack. Doesn't really make anything happen. Skyper getting bombed. Horpy's now going to get caught out in the choke, but does somehow manage to escape. As we do see Middle now running through, cleans up Skyper, trying to find the pistol shots onto Horpy. Horpy gets low, but is going to find the pack in lobby. Is going to survive that aggression coming out, but they need to finish up this cat from mid and maybe try and get something established on second, but they are just going to be sticking around mid now for the time being. Middle now going to poke his head out just to see if he can find anything.
That was so unfortunate. They had all the damage early, but no one committing early, so it just went down to the wire here. Now second attempt still going for the side of the Joseph Zone, just slowly peeking forward, throwing the damage in. Fight by Neon and Roboprod and Noah, while Hoy commits from top. Lots of damage to Hobby. Actually really early force here.
Yeah, we are seeing Yak now pick up this beam and make his way out towards lobby. The Finns are just opting that they want to leave this one. Horpy is now making his way up towards River, a great place to defend second from if you want to shoot down onto them. But they've only got scouts and Skyper left alive. Neon went all the way back. For some reason, is now going to be getting out through lower, and he will be surviving that onslaught from the red side. But it's going to be even Ubers, and the Finns are going to start posting up on their last. They've got Erper up on the Putus already, so it's going to be interesting to see how they want to hold this one and what Bald want to do to respond.
That could have been really great with Neon behind. They wanted to, I guess, just rotate up top, play with the guy in the backlines to just commit completely from both different directions, but they just took too long to kill the soldier up top. They never could take the space at all. And at that point, Neon was just falling back again. Much safer decision to go for at that rate. And certainly can't blame them solely against Scout in the lower area. That's Hammerham dying to Neon in the end. All the plays they really have right now. They don't have just yet either, but for forced a play towards point can always be nice.
Yeah, they have actually got Erpa nice and aggressive here. They've stuck him on top of that pipe area, maybe to just ping down Noor tries to jump through as they do now. Put him up on the balcony area, baiting with those stickies a little bit. Yak now just getting his overheal stripped off of him, but Erpa getting insanely low. In fact, Lost cleans up that kill onto Yak, and that's going to be a great pick for the side of the Finns. And no Demo Man, no push, as Skyper is now making his way into lobby. He's going to start sticking that up, and they're going to see if they can make some kind of push happen as they're getting mega aggressive in towards lobby. Lost actually getting taken out there, but KYY moving up, does get killed by Hoy, unfortunately there, so they are now going to be making their way forwards. Hoppy actually popping out Zubra as they did get insanely low, and Boulder's going to be backpedaling out of there. Hoy managing to stop Neon from getting anywhere forwards, and does get cleaned up there. He's just killed himself trying to rocket jump. Yak now coming forwards as well, and it looks like it is going to be a last push for the side of Bold. One down a piece for either side, and they might choose to wait for Hammam here. If, well, maybe not. They are just going to Uber straight through. As a great reflect there coming out from KYY to clean up some of that aggression, but Erpa now getting pinged onto the low ground on that Putin's class. Loads of players low for the side of red. And Hoy getting in behind onto Skyper, does cleaning up there with a pickaxe. And it is Minecraft, ladies and gentlemen. Robotprod getting low as well, but they are still fighting this one out. Robotprod with a counter bomb. They do tap down Hoppy, Lost, and Neon on half HP each. Hammerham with the cleanup frag onto them, but it looks like Hammerham gets arrowed in low as well. Bum in with the sword to finish that one up. And that is going to be another round for the side of Bold.
Really close call there, but at the end, all that matters is that you just did that one more shot, and they just consistently did on the Joseph zone, giving them the edge for this fight. Just now 2-round lead again, and a much better position to play from. These Finnish mids need to improve. There's always like everything looking so nice at the beginning, but none of it quite working out.
Indeed, Bum is making his way up through elbow without taking any damage this time around. Lost is actually in lower, doesn't decide to go through drop down, eats a rocket early on. It's going to get pinged back towards Big Door and go really passive, so he's already out of the fight. Hammerham gets pulled down by Skyper. Skyper is getting low as well, as we do see another bomb come through. Robotprod cleans up that damage. Hoy is up through drop down onto KYY. Gets him weak, they know he's there. The pincer maneuver can be activated whenever they want, but we are seeing the counterplay from Lost as they do get in through drop down as well, but Bum getting low. Doesn't actually die there, is going to be trying to escape here, but Lost is no doubt going to find that kill. Hoy is now up through drop down and is going to get cleaned up by KYY, and that's going to be the end of that mid.
It always looks so strugglesome for them to initiate over the point on this map, and it's really surprising, but this time they just about pulled through. The player behind coming in just in time for the Finnish side for Lentavat Sirkkelit, and now it's just about the sniper not getting anything really done. Hammerham getting jumped immediately, dodging at least one of those rockets. Lost myself not able to clean up. Robotprod trying to help out, get himself into more trouble than is worth. Lost actually winning that fight in the end. Really unfortunate. Surely, once this pause resumes, we'll see this rocket just kill Lost myself, right? There's no way he's living.
I'm trying to look at the angle of this rocket. Hang on, I'm going to fly into it and see if I can't, like, you know, get on top of it. Alright, so it looks,
I think.
It looks like it could go past him. If he walks forward. How many rockets has Robotprod got loaded? No, Hoy got loaded, sorry.
I don't know, he just rolled up, so probably 2.
Ah, he can clean him up. Easy frag for Hoy.
There's no way he jumped 3 times already and then the last one to get in here.
Yeah, Lost has used all his rockets to try and kill the sniper, so he's not going to have anything to... He's too low anyway to jump anyway.
He tried it with Robotprod, this could be a lot worse. Sure, you don't really want to die with this Uber push coming in, or like, well, at least you tried it, you know? At that point, it's 5v5, it's on your team. Could you have done better? Yeah, sure, you could have played safer. Could you have done a lot worse? Yeah, I mean, it's all on the actual Uber push now.
Yeah, well, there we go, he dies immediately. There you go. No rockets wasted for Hoy, he has still got his full buff as well, so he's going to be chilling out on this last point, as we are seeing the side of the Finns start to make their way forwards, but they are one man down as they did lose Lost there in that fight, but we are now seeing Robotprod come up with his spawner along with Middle, and they're going to be chilling out there on this last, but they do see the blue Uber immediately get popped out there. Erpa is now in, but the Sentry Gun doing a lot of work there to kite away that Uber, and we are seeing an immediate point play come out from the side of the Finns, and they are just going to cap that one out. Great gameplay there from the side of the Finns.
Yeah, if he just walked going point 1, keeping track of the Demo Man, there's nothing I can do about 2 scouts rushing him while the other one just walks past and gets point. Simple as that sometimes. They weren't able to do the snake, but Gully might just be a little bit better here. It's just about these mid-fights going better from now on like they did last time, and they have a game at their hands.
Yeah, indeed. We are seeing both teams make their way in towards mid. Skyper already taking a little bit of damage there from the pistols of the scouts as Bum gets up. No damage done to him. Horpy also managing to get, but Hoy going to be the first one to die as Lost finds that kill in lower. Neil also snaking around in lower as well, but Yak getting forwards. We are seeing dual bombs coming out from both soldiers on the Finn side. Hammerham getting forwards though to try and stunt some of that aggression. Does manage to ping back one of the soldiers, but isn't going to find anything else. Taking a 1v1 with KYY isn't going to find anything here, I don't think, because he does get cleaned up. Bum actually gets killed though from a flank from Neon, and that is going to be an absolute disaster for the side of the red team. Maybe he would have been able to hold second there if they had him alive, but they're going to have to go all the way back to last.
Yeah, really great call out by Neon, catching him straight before he could get into lobby. This is where the pause happened as well. I can't make out quickly who timed out if anything like that happened. He just called for a pause, so whatever it is, it wasn't Horpy, and that's the one that matters, right? They still have this ad in hand.
Yeah, indeed. Bum has actually got his respawner. They have opted for the Pyro Hammerham in the wrong place, though, to block this Uber, as he's just stood by the spawn door. No sentry going to defend. Bum actually getting cleaned up in the spawn door. Shouldn't have been dying there, but middle is having to defend lower. Does manage to clean up Neon in lower. Hammerham doing loads of work, though, with that flamethrower. Manages to shotgun down Erpa, and Horpy getting cleaned up as well from a rocket from RoboProd. Good defense from the side of Bold.
And that was just so indecisive by the Finns, they didn't know what to shoot. Oh sure, there's a Pyro, let's take him on. No, we don't have anything to do, let's just go point, but no one played point either. So nothing really got done with that in the end, if I'm being honest. And they needed so much more. The resistance is still there on second. They're trying to fight. Key and Lost getting one each. Lost dying for eventually up top to RoboProd, but at least Shutter seems to be just fine. It's not that much ad for Bum, and let alone it being not there at all, makes a huge difference for their ability to play into second.
Yeah, that was a very questionable push coming out from the side of the Joseph zone. Everyone was trying to push through the shutters for some reason rather than going top and letting Yak hold off that lobby area. But that was whatever they wanted to do, I guess. But they did indeed just feed Hoy immediately, and that was curtains for that push. But headshot ring out now from Erpa to take down Hoy, and that sniper has now been noticed. So Bum is now sitting in the spot where he cannot really be headshot without a lot of effort, and a very, very clean headshot from Erpa. And Lost is just trying to make something happen, trying to move him from that spot as Bum goes down to half. But Poot is posted up and a counter sniper in play. We'll see who gets the first headshot.
Yeah, this is now what teams have to be careful. Much more so the one on Nas usually, seeing as the blue sniper has a little bit more freedom to go for stuff. Trying to take it as much as he can, but if you try to jump into that position on top of the always closed shutter door, you can't get the quick scope kill onto the heavy pretty much ever. So getting the 150 on the heavy really barely ever matters, and the medic should be the one playing safely in first place. So hard to get something of value here.
Indeed, as we do see Erpa getting piped back a little bit there from Yak. But we are seeing a point play immediately as KYY gets on top of that point, takes down RoboProd. Hammerham getting headshot in return. That's 2 picks. As Hoy also gets headshot there. And we do see Neon going for the bomb on top of Yak, but he gets dropped. And also, unfortunately there, all the cap time comes into fruition. Great push there, but unfortunate there that Bum dropped 2 of his players and didn't pop that Uber earlier.
That is exactly what he wanted, though. The other alternative would have been just a really easy force. They just wanted to play a store going point, and Bum wanted to stay in the safe position. No one else was, though, and really great heads-up bomb by the soldier there.
Yeah, great bomb from Neon there to clean up those remaining players from the side of the red team. But looks like RoboProd is going to be heading through lower on this mid, and we are seeing Hoy just take some high ground with the rest of his team. Early bomb coming out from RoboProd, in fact, but does get cleaned up with ease. And Hoy getting in on top of Erpa as well, and they do try and kill a Horpy with this one, and they do finally take him down there, but Bum gets killed in return, and Hammerham also dying. That's going to be a wipe for the Joseph zone, unfortunately.
It feels like this game has come full circle now, though. Now it's the Joseph zone again, just trying to desperately kill the medic like they did at the beginning on Snake, and eventually swore against it. Now they've just circled back around, and they're the ones trying it instead of the Finns at the beginning of this map. Weird how these things sometimes happen, but it again isn't successful for them, at least in the sense that, you know, it's definitely not a mid win. It costed them the medic as well. Slight add to Hobby, not much, and Neon behind could be more trouble than they realize at this point.
Yeah, he went all the way back and stood on top of those steam pipes, and he is going to be making his way up through the river area, but the fight kicks off on mid, but Skyper going down immediately, and Neon being behind might not be as much of a blessing as they thought. Lost cleaning up RoboProd, and that is going to be Horpy trying to get out there on 60 HP, only just surviving, down to 19 HP for him, as he does eat a ton of damage, somehow still alive, and Horpy is just going to survive there.
No, Yak doesn't actually want to commit to it. A really strange decision. He has nothing to lose. Saying like it might not matter that much, and the medkill probably much better right now. But no, he wants to just stay safe. Any random sticky connecting with Hoppy that would have probably done the job. the one time in Yak's life where he plays safe, and I don't think I really like it.
Yeah, I don't like it when Yak plays safe, but I mean, I understand his reasoning for doing that. I mean, he may have been in a situation where he wouldn't have got that kill and would have had to have held last against Nuba without a demo man, but Neon getting picked up there by Yak, as we do say, and Hoppy now popping out as Uber, and did milk it for a long time there. KYY getting a bunch of cap time there. He does get cleaned up in lower. We are seeing loads of explosive classes just diving into that hole as Bum is now just holding that high ground. Lost now getting involved in this fight. Full HP on him. Is going to be cleaning up these players, and Swords are out for gets the body block. Hoppy doing work for his team there.
This Finnish point play still needs some work, but it's already looking a lot better than it did ever on Snakewater, and it's good enough for now. 3-2 lead for the first time this entire match. They've actually been able to call themselves ahead in this game. Let's see what this does to the mid-fights now.
Yeah, indeed. So it's 3-2 now. So the Joseph zone now on the back foot. So it's going to be interesting to see how they are going to respond with this one. But they're still opting to go on their side of the mid, and Bum getting low immediately on this mid fight. Unfortunately, he's going to have to go back for a pack. But the pack has already been taken. Hoy and Robopro getting low as well. So no soldier aggression coming out, but tons of damage from Yak onto Skyper. Skyper getting low. He is going to get cleaned up there, and that's going to be Erpa getting trapped into elbow as we do see aggression finally come out, but Neil goes in for a bomb, doesn't find anything. It's going to be KYO and Horpy just escaping here all the way back to last, as they are going to have to give this one up.
Yeah, the moment Joseph's own called win, this is supposed to be a slow mid. They just decided, no, not this time around, and just pushed across point as much as they could before the Solis could do anything, and both of them actually shut down perfectly as well. Not much done by Neon and Lost. And yeah, just straight over point, straight into lobby again. Prime position to play this out slowly though. They have an even Uber situation at hand, and Irpa and Sniper makes it a little bit harder to really engage. But we've seen by the Finns what can be done here on this stalemate. Gully was, I think, my favorite last season, and even Uber stalemate, you have a lot of creative options you can go for as the team on second.
Yeah, indeed, you can go for a point play, you can get cheeky sniper plays, sneaky spy plays. There's a lot of entrances that can be exploited on this last. It's going to be interesting to see what they do, but Urpa holding really close there on the heavy. Totally annihilates Robopro coming in there. Boy getting cleaned up as well, just kills himself as tries to rocket jump away from the damage of Skyper. Lost now getting into lobby as well, but they are just going to be opting to hold the big door as Hammerham is calling top for Yak, as they are going to make their way forwards here. Bum is now moving forwards with his team though in a very questionable position, as they could get forced out easily, but Horpy pops out his Uber, isn't going to find anyone to link up with, as Urpa nearly gets dropped there from that Uber. Great little flash there from Horpy, as they are going to be now trying to escape through lobby. Urpa decided he's going to run through lower as the ready Uber now gets popped out, but isn't following Yak into last, as Yak nearly dies there. In fact, does die. Skyper manages to clean him up there, so no follow-up there, but Skyper is indeed going to get taken down. There's going to be a cap coming out from the side of the Joseph zone. Oh my god, that was very weird and cringe.
Yeah, very heads-up decision to just follow up immediately as well, just go with the Uber quickly into lobby as well to just get anyone before they can really leave, do the damage while they're close. Tie this game up before it's too late maybe as well. 15 minutes about still left to play here, and that's still plenty of time.
Yeah, plenty of time left on the clock to make something happen here, as we do see both teams now making their way into mid for an even game. 3-3 on the scoreboard, 14 minutes left on the clock, so plenty of time to play with. But we are seeing a bomb coming in. Nice bomb from Lost as he finds tons of damage. Is going to maybe clean up Bum with the jukes though. Does manage to get away from Lost, as Yak is now going to have to find the low ground. Upper doesn't really want to commit down there, as Robopro now getting healed up, but Bold Bum getting taken out there. Horpy catches a pipe. He's going to retreat there to find that pack, but Roboprod now just trying to spot out if he can find the medic there. Does indeed see him. Lands one nice rocket, lands two, takes him out there, does get skybox, is going to die from the full damage. Oh no, he lives! Oh my god, excellent gameplay from Roboprod. My god, he's a legend.
Which is barely working out, but the spawns are here. Everybody wants to fight a second time around. Key trading one out onto Yak. Demo man down, still heals up much sooner for the side of the Joseph. Scap completely stuck, Solly behind him, Solly in front of him, nowhere to go. And dare I say it, the decision to have the scout go bottom and the Solly stay high ground might have been the wrong call to make here at the end of the actual mid-fight.
Yeah, maybe indeed, as they are now making their way in towards second. Yak's team and just edging forwards, very coordinated with the rest of them. But Yak is only just coming into this fight. But KYY taking that high ground with this team. Neon is actually in behind on mid. Is going to be able to get a flank here onto Yak, as he does get called now. Both scouts turn around for him, but Bum getting insanely low. Bum lives on like a slither of HP. That must have been like 1 HP that he lived on again. Somehow this man is unkillable. Someone please clean him up. Lost now goes in for that bomb, gets forced forward, is trying to come down with the pickaxe, can't quite clean it up. Skyper throwing bombs in to try and clean him up, but too much focus on top of Bum has meant that they've cost a bunch of players just trying to get that frag. and they're going to have to give up second for this as well. But middle finds Erpa there in lower. Skyper is actually out positioned in behind. Middle is just pushing him back. He's insanely low. But that is going to mean that there's going to be plenty of space now in lobby for them to make something happen, as Skyper is still behind.
Eventually cleaned up here. Yak just heads up, throwing some 6 around the corner just in case, catches him. Uber coming into last, dropping Hammerham though.
Yeah, the Uber gets popped out second there from the blue side. Unfortunately, Hammerham getting killed there, but Neon is the only casualty, with Hoy dying to the Putis, as we are seeing the respawner about to come in, as Skyper does get that spawner. Is now making his way onto the point. Middle trying to desperately pistol whip down this medic, but Yak is in and nearly finds it. Skyper getting insanely low. KYY and Skyper, the only ones left alive. Bum is going to be spawning first, which means they are going to have Uber advantage, maybe for a repush.
Gonna be interesting to see. It's this awkward situation where it is just this even score, all set on stalemate to last. Gonna be really hard to find an opportunity to really push out for the Finns. However, Bum uses this opportunity to just switch the crit streak and increase the pressure a little bit. So far, these sort of messy DM fights have been going fairly well for them. Oftentimes, people overcomplicate these sort of situations, though, when they go on crits. You just need to keep it simple, need to keep it honest, and just go in, hit your shots, and win out a fight like that. Let's see if they can do it.
Yeah, I mean, they just need to all commit to the play. They need to act as if they're using an Uber, but just deal damage to the enemy team. I mean, they're going to be taking a Yak crit, so it looks like they're angling towards lobby. Well, actually now moving towards this river area now for this crit streak, and it looks like they have now got it, but they do pop it out. Yak gets low, but they do pop it out just like an Uber charge. Unfortunately, no one's really committing for this, as they could detonate some stickies, but no kills being found, and that is going to be a cringe creek. But Horpy pops out as Uber, and for absolutely no reason at all, no damage being dealt to him, and that's going to be a wasted Uber charge for the side of the blue team.
Yeah, crit advantage back to Bum's hands, and some picks to go for already if they really try to dare. It looks like they might want to just square up immediately, get past the gun, get towards point. Irpa trying to keep that thing alive as much as he can, not so much himself though.
Yeah, manages to get picked off there by Hoy, just gets directed in the bum as he was trying to repair a sentry gun, but he was spamming from main. They do take down the sentry gun. Neon just trying to get a bit of aggression in towards Yak, but is probably going to die, as we do see Hammer up on his favourite class, the Pyro, as they are now heading down in towards water. It's going to be a 1v1 between a Pyro and a Soldier, and we are seeing Hoy trying to go make some space for his team, as we do see the Yak crits come out, and there is now damage from the big man himself as they now clean up all these kills. Great play there from the side of the Joseph zone there to win out that point. That's going to be 4-3 on the scoreboard.
And that is just prime crit play. You don't want to too much rely on just the crit sticky snipe across the entire last point. Just pop it when everybody's busy elsewhere, when they're just busy going a point, and just kill them before they can do anything about it.
Yeah, excellent work there from Yak. Let's see if they can make something else happen here, as they are only 4-3 up. It's only 1 round difference with 9 minutes left. Anything to play for, but we are seeing Robert going for the bomb. Does find Holpe with that bomb. Bum is now stuck into elbow, though, with 2 of his gamers, Joseph and Middle, as tons of damage being dealt from Neon, as he does take down a bunch of players there. It's going to be a 1v1 between Erpa and Bum. Bum should probably just kill bind here, because he's just going to get cleaned up eventually by Erpa, and the rest of the time, the side of the Finns, Hoy is now up in the upper area, just trying to find a pack for himself, and that's going to be the end of that mid-fight.
I have no evidence for this, but I want to say that every time a medic died on this mid-fight, the other team still won anyway. No one with the medic going down. Every single time. There might be something to this, I don't know. Either way, the Finns just capitalizing off of it beautifully, cleaning up Hoy here late just after Bum 3 spawns again. And that just pretty much secures not just mid, but also second. 8.5 about minutes left here. With small ad, but ad nonetheless, maybe good enough for them to make something happen here. The Gully push is while still a little bit messy, by all means better than the Snakewater ones, simply by the fact that 3 of them worked already. Oh, what's stopping him from 1 more? We'll see. So far, potentially a Pyro and the gun is what's in front of them, and success.
Yeah, potentially you're going to see something happen here, as they have managed to build the super advantage really well, and Bum has been sitting back there on 75% himself, has actually decided he's going to walk into the last, and there is going to be some point time coming out from the side of the Finns, but oh my god, the damage is coming out from the side of the blue team, as unfortunately Bum gets taken out there, but for the cost of the entire team of the Finns. And great play there from, I think it was one of the soldiers, I think it was Roboprod, just smacked them all into the dirt there. That was excellent gameplay from them.
Yeah, just completely took apart that entire team, and one man excluding in that one is Bum 3C went down as well. Hoppy spawning a little bit later, but obviously no one quite with Bum just yet, as they wanted to camp up second first of all. Still pretty much even regardless before that happened in the first place. Not making much of a difference there just yet. They're hanging on just barely, but they are doing it. 7 minutes left on the clock that they need to clock down here somehow. Obviously better suited if they do find another round in the meantime, just as a safety net, but that has to come down to that one first of all. Right now they have to deal with this mid to second stalemate and the Finns trying to find an answer against their own middle on sniper.
Indeed, so we're going to see who can get some headshots, but it is really up to the Finns to make something happen as they've got 7 minutes left on the clock to try and get something to happen, and middle is going to be trying to snipe against them. This man known for his Highland gameplay, and of course bringing it back from the Joe zone, a little bit of blast from the past there for any players who used to play in Div 1, and Lost is going to be holding up this choke with Skyper, so lots of pressure being dealt onto them, but Yak is actually going to find a kill on towards Big Dot onto KYY. And we're going to see if they can now get some room in for a sack potentially from a explosive class.
See what they can do with this one little pig. Soldier there lost, I think it was in choke already on overtime, having to shut down so much damage through the small little entrance, but nothing too much happening there. Neither Yak nor middle getting through just yet, so this time it was keeping attack Erpa over in Big Dot in the meantime, just trying to bully his way through the back lines, getting past as much as he can, having to deal with Roboprod now in a 1v1, barely winning it from out where Roboprod is. And on 5 HP, that's good enough. Arrow received, and we're back to the same unless, obviously, despite the sniper, they want to dare more than just peeking a little bit more aggressively.
I think maybe the Joseph Zone are just waiting for something really reliable to go off, 2 picks rather than just 1. They don't really want to send counter sacks because they have that sniper, so they just want to play it safe for now, just wait and see what they can do, but Bum is in an alright position here to just receive them. It's so hard to sack onto a medic in second if you're the side of the blue team, but what I really want to see is, now they found the pick onto middle, I want to see this Uber trade come out and try and get someone in behind, but they do lose Lost. Unfortunately in that choke, it just gets dropped there, and not a lot really coming out from the side of the Finns to respond.
Alright, now with Lost down, what is the red side, what is Josephson going to do here? For now, not much. Despite 1 down, it's the Finns actually trying to keep pushing forward. Granted, they have to, much more so, but it's obviously a lot harder to do that when your player is down. So Sniper forward Ipper having all of Victor to himself just now. Neon hiding a pop as well, not sure if anyone in the Joseph zone is aware of that, but they could easily just make this trap come true if they aren't.
Yeah, Erpa is just sniping through Big Door right now, finding a load of headshots onto the side of these red players. Is now going to fully charge a shot, so if Yak decides he wants to turn that corner, is going to take its head off. But Erpa now scoping again, doesn't really find the headshot there. Neon and KYY trying desperately to get into lower, but Roboprod is the gatekeeper today, and they can't manage to get past him. As Roboprod now pops his head up, does loads of damage to Erpa, but Erpa is going to catch loads of heals from his pocket medic of Horpy, and not going to find any picks there, but unfortunately Roboprod and Yak have been forced into lobby, and they're just going to have to sort of post up in there due to the threat of the sniper, but Yak is going to try and cross there and does manage to escape.
Yeah, game remains slow for a little bit, but Victor is also remaining in control of the Finns. Ipper with Teep slowly edging forward, and by slowly I mean actually really quickly. They just decide, let's go for it all, let's rotate behind them. Roboprod in the middle couldn't really do much about it, so they've actually just turned this completely around on them. They've taken top. Now it's the team on second, just on the long ground.
Yeah,
he drops.
Oh, unfortunately, he didn't see Yak beneath him. He was too focused on the players out on point. Bum is actually going to get gone on now by Lost. Does get cleaned up there, but that's going to be a wipe coming out from the Finns. It could have been so good if they didn't drop that Uber, because Bum did indeed pop first during that situation.
Yeah, sometimes though you just need to be a little bit more trigger happy on medic, and they really wanted to just get as much value out of this small ad due to using first and Bum as possible. Completely flipped upside down yet again. One way or the other, doesn't matter. Now it's back 2 seconds for the Finns. Due to Bum dying though, that's just like that bit of a saving grace here. This won't be huge amounts of momentum to the Joseph zone. They will stay here with just as much Uber as they see on the other side, and both teams back to the drawing board.
Yeah, 3 minutes 30 left on the clock, but KYY getting taken down by Yak though as they try to make something happen. Lost is the only one in for the side of the blue team, sorry. And he is taking a ton of damage and isn't going to be backed up by the rest of his team, and Yak spots him out, stickies him, and then just get cleaned up by Hammerham. So they're going to be moving in towards this choke area right now to try and make something happen, but Erpa is now going to be standing back with his medic, so no medic in sight for the Finns, as they are going to be forced all the way back to their last, and that's not the place you want to be, like we said before, with 3 minutes left on the clock, but they did it before, can they do it again?
Well, the better question is if the Joseph zone will remain in a good composed state of mind right now, not try to risk anything stupid, and basically lose this game much more so than the Finns would be winning it at that point. They just need to play calm, they need to play slow, and the Finns need to make the moves and make the mistakes, and maybe they're doing that, but maybe the Joes isn't aware, they're just walking over anything that isn't on a beam.
Yeah, they are just like cleaning up all these players, but Lost getting out towards second right now, and Hoyt nearly catches that rocket, does survive on the slither at 5 HP, as Yak goes in, does find a bunch of frags, but unfortunately costs him his life. Bum is now going to be trying to escape there, out towards second, and Bum just decides he's going to kill himself with the kill bind. It's going to be giving Uber advantage away, so like you said, can they remain composed? And it doesn't look like it.
Yeah, just like a mind split, slip up here, they just weren't ready for people to push all of a sudden. Now they just have to scramble and find an answer to stop this aggression, because the Finns won't stop anytime soon, or at least don't have reason to. Middle in the corner, in the push, pops around into the big door, and a snipe coming out as well. Hammer picking up 3 in total here.
Oh my god, great gameplay from him as they do find 3 like you said, and that's excellent gameplay there. Bum actually surviving, taking no damage at all, and they are going to be making their way in towards second. KYY getting very weak there, is going to just try and pick the corner, nearly kills Yak. The meat shot didn't quite register. Yak with the taunt onto that scout, isn't going to find that frag at all. Yak says not today.
Yeah, this needs to be good enough. This needs to end the game, as we see right here, this advantage and this position right now. The Finns forced to engage, and already the soldiers just completely picked apart. Roboprod picking both of them up. Hammer going on as well. It's gonna become messy. Everybody just really wants this to go one way or the other here for each team.
Yeah, it looks like Yak is now running in, doesn't quite catch the arrow. The arrow, in fact, goes through his corpse as he does kill himself there, unfortunately. It's going to be KY and Horpy posting up on last, but both soldiers respawning. They're going to be calling for the pushes. There are tons of players still dead for the red side, and they're going to start getting this camp time together. And it's going to be no off classes yet, as Yak is just spawning, but we are popping out the super from Bum as they do pick up Horpy as the first frag. Lost, in fact, just trying to escape through River. Isn't going to be able to. It looks like it does get cleaned up there by long range rocket, but we are seeing the bomb through from Neon as he cleans up Yak. Hammerham getting taken down as well. Hoy coming in now to try and get something to happen onto Neon, but there's only 30 seconds left on the clock, and the rest of the red team are actually on last. They do get loads of cap time, but don't manage to find that last cap. And this is going to be a desperate struggle for the side of the Finns. They can, in fact, do it with time on the clock, being 27 seconds left if they cap this mid, and they start sending up, and now they're going to get it done. But middle coming in for the block, and that might be curtains, and all they need there. 18 seconds left, and I don't reckon they could do it, Dom.
Yeah, this is certainly not enough time anymore. 12 seconds. They would have to like instant transmissions to every point right now, and even then, debatable. Hammer have a gun at the forward spawn. I don't think it makes much of a difference anymore, as this point will not even really be capped up anymore. And the Joseph Zone getting 5 points in the end off of what I think most people would consider an early favorite to the season. Maybe not so much anymore. Making a big statement here for themselves. 5-2-1 is what they go home with. Barely even slipping away from the 6, I want to say as well, but that's a whole different story. They took the win at the very least, 5 points total.
Yeah, that was oh my lord, didn't really see that one coming. I mean, the Finns had a lot to prove coming into this one, and the Joseph Zone had everything to gain out of this one, and clearly they've gained a lot. They're gaining 5 points during week 1, nothing to be scoffed at there. So well played from them to pull that one out, as we do have some beautiful numbers to stare at.
Yeah, and I mean, we see a similar story as before. Well, not really. I mean, last time, obviously, the scouts were the ones cleaning up all the kills. Like you said before the game started, though, it's the explosive classes who really need to shine on a map like this, where you just have a lot more generous verticality than on Snakewater a lot of the times. A lot more, like, areas to hide and shoot around. And it certainly shows Hoy, Yak, and Roboprod all leading the charts here in terms of kills and pretty much also damage.
Yeah, indeed. We are seeing Yak there come up with this big 10k damage, top damaging the entire server. So, like I said, the demo men really coming in clean there. And the other thing I'm sort of noticing is it really tells a testament to how even the game was. 14 deaths on both medics and 3-4 on the scoreline. So you can see how even it really was across the board. But red team winning out on mostly frags and air shots going the way of Roboprod for that gold medal.
Definitely. It's interesting to see how these stats show a story that is really hard to keep track of, for me at least, during the middle of the game, which is Pocket Hoy just being that much of like backing for the team. Sure, he didn't take the most heals, it still goes to Yak. Not surprising how aggressive he played, but he comes close second, and much more importantly though, he tanks the damage for the team without dying so much, so it's certainly well-placed heals as well, I want to say. Obviously, a lot of times soldiers just jump in, die, and that's where like a solid 200 damage taking already come from, but and if you just live a little bit longer and make your heals count, it makes a big difference, especially on the pocket class.
Indeed. We do have some people sitting in the interview meet channel. So I don't know if you want to talk to him. Get him in here. Get him in. Suppressed? Question mark? Yak is suppressed. Okay, so we are joined by Bum, Hammer, and Yak. How's it going, gentlemen?
It's going so well.
Nice.
Going so well. Hammer, how are you feeling after that win?
I'm actually a bit surprised. I went into it thinking we'd lose. But you know, we've been kind of bad lately. And I've not had that much like confidence in our team. I've just been like getting drunk very much, and we've been playing it. But it's, you know, I'm proud of our team, dude. We won.
Yeah, I'm proud of you guys as well, because we were saying before the game that the Finns came second last season. Did change a couple of players on their roster, but the core elements were still the same. So we were like, oh, they've got lots to prove in this game, and the Joseph Zone are looking like new fresh teams straight out of the box, coming from the Joe Zone previous season. So we didn't know how you were going to do, but winning that is a big win for you guys, surely. And Yak, how you feeling after that one?
Yeah, it was good. You know, I'd agree with Ham. Like, we'd been having some bad results, but you know, I've been putting the fear of God into my team, smashing out the mistakes, mainly by just shouting at them repeatedly until they can't stand me shouting at them anymore, and they just do it.
The Kato whip.
Just yeah.
But I mean, our team has been finding it amusing. At least like me, Middle, and Hoy, we laugh about it a lot. I feel like.
Yeah.
I mean, the team is pretty much like Joanne's zone, except no Layla and no Joanne. I mean, me and Hoy and Middle played like 2 seasons with each other already, so we're like comfortable with each other. And we've learned to just live, laugh, love, or whatever that quote is. So
that's really wholesome, Ham.
Yeah. No, I mean, we've there was like some arguing during the Gully Wash game, and also at the end of Snakewater when they got in that like last round. But other than that, we've been like pretty tame, you know, pretty chill.
Yeah, I think Bumfries can probably quote me at the end of that Snakewater.
Oh, yeah. Yak was a very angry man. He told us exactly what we needed to do, and everyone was like, yes, yes. And then none of us moved into the positions. It was like we were listening, and there was no contact between our ears and our brain and our hands. Like, we all just stayed far back and let them in. So
Yeah,
we could have got 6 points there, but 5's good enough for us, I think.
Yeah, I was saying to Dom, like right at the end, there was like a Yak is forward and everyone else is on bats, like during that game. So that was interesting, like you said. But it's only 1 point loss, boys. It's not the end of the world. But Bum, how did you feel during those games? Did you feel the pressure coming out from the Finns?
Yeah, it was obviously close all the way to the end. We had some pretty close scrims against them before, where they actually said they weren't going to scrim us again because we tried that engineer strategy, which we used in this official as well on Snakewater. I don't think they were very happy about that.
Well, they can now suck it, can't they? Because they lost against the engineer strat, didn't they?
Yeah, it's called supply lines. It's
It's such a good tactic. I used it like against Compound 2 seasons ago, I think.
Oh no, I
And
remember
we
that
got
game,
like 3
and I don't want
rounds.
to.
Yeah, no, I mean that play is so good, man. But people don't rate it, and I don't know why. Because it's like put a teleporter right. You can continuously sack soldiers and ruin their logs. It makes you happy, you know.
Well, I'm
And they
not
can't
arguing with
count-
that part. I just mentioned that I don't want to remember that game for many other reasons, to be fair.
Not
Yeah,
to be
well,
said
you
as
know.
well, though, Ham, is that the mini sentry blocks counter sacks, so it's like
Yeah, exactly. It's like a
is-
win-win.
I was explaining how good it was to the stream, but I don't know if anyone listened to me because I'm an idiot. But there you go.
It's underrated as hell, man.
You're
It
linking
really
our
is.
strats to like 100 viewers, man. Chill.
Sounds
chill.
cap. And then
Sorry.
I mean, okay, I think what really made that game fun was all the off-classing. Like I got to do a bit. I got to do the whole. I went pyro without even talking to Yak about it. I just like spawned and said, "I'm pyro, guys." When we were on crits, it ended up working.
Yeah.
And I want to give a shout out to Middle with the Boston Basher.
That was so fucking
380 damage.
Oh dear.
I couldn't speak when that happened. Anyway, shouts from you, Hammerham.
For me, I gotta give a shout out to Joanne and Layla, and also Dowie. We're both in a pack to be incels right now, so that's like kind of our thing right now. But yeah, I'm content.
Nice. Yak, shouts from you.
Yeah. Shout outs to the boys on a good win. Shout outs to my friends. You all know who you are. But I'm not going to mention any of you because you'll get upset.
Shouts from Bum.
Shout outs to RoboProd, the team's star player. Prem material in the making, and shout out to Taze on Day.
Oh, that's a good one. Only shout outs from you there, Lucky.
Oh yeah, shouts to you guys for an excellent game. Shouts to the Finns as well for not turning up for interviews and being so mad that they left the server instantaneously.
Unlucky.
Whoa, that's rude.
I love the Finns.
Shouts
Let's
from
be
you,
fair to them. They
DuMmTm.
probably just got something to drink. I mean, we know them, right? Like that's
Yeah, we know
probably
the
what's
Finns,
happening.
yeah.
Can I say, if any Finns are watching this, don't be mad at me, please. I would still like to drink with you guys.
Nice.
Actually, yeah. Shoutouts just to Finland. Like the Finnish guys in chat are always turning up when like any Finnish team is playing.
Yeah.
They always here for the boys.
Well, that cleans that up for dumb shouts. ArchRhythm, I'm going over to you. Any shouts from you, bro? A shout out to Subway Cheese Bites. Epic. Thank you very much, everyone,
Whoa,
for tuning
you
in
missed
this evening.
DuMmTm, didn't you? Oh
No,
no,
you shouted out the Finns.
Yeah.
Well, in that
Yeah.
case, also shoutouts to
brain.
my sponsor, Spain Gaming, TF2Pickup.pl, I guess.
There we
Nice.
go. Oh, and shout outs to Copenhagen Games, the sponsors of the season.
Oh, and shout outs to vote me caster of the season over DuMmTm and Lucky.
Yeah, okay, you're not gonna guess any cards anymore. kid.
Cringe.
Unlucky.
Alright, thanks guys for watching this one. It's been a mess, but we love you all. Peace.
Hi, old beaver! Away!